Yes.
Okay. So hello everyone, I'm Yunus from Bogazici University, Turkey, and today I'm going to talk about our work with the collaboration of Osaka University and the University of Tokyo. So let's start with mirror neuron systems. Studies find that there are mirror neurons in the animal's brain that fire both when the animal acts and when the animal observes the same action. And it's a common belief that these systems support imitation learning in both humans and animals. However, how this is achieved and the developmental base is not very clear. Here, in this study, we propose a computational mirror neuron system that allows our agent to understand the equivalence between its own action and the observed one. And we are aiming to do this by following an effect-based learning approach through self-exploration. In this study, we are using conditional neural movement primitives to learn actions from self-exploration. CNMPs can learn complex multimodal trajectory distributions and can be conditioned at any time point to make predictions. And similar to mirror neuron systems, CNMPs can make predictions with partial observations, and also they are successful at intention predictions. Before explaining our proposed model, let's have a look at CNMPs closely. This is the general figure of CNMPs. On the left side, we will explain how CNMPs are trained, and on the right side, we will show how we can produce the new trajectories according to novel configurations. Let's start with our demonstration set here. It's a function from time to record the sensor motor values. And in every training step, a random demonstration is chosen. From this demonstration, a number of random time and sensor motor couples are sampled as observations here. In addition, a random time step is also chosen. Our aim here is that the system will try to predict the value of this time step using the observations. So in this step, the sampled observations are passed through a parameter sharing encoder layer to get their representations. These representations then are merged into one by using an averaging layer here. In the end, we have a representation that holds the information for all observations. Here, the general representation is also concatenated with the query time step and passed through a query network. And in the end, we have a mean and variance prediction for the sensor motor value in the query time step. To train our system, we calculate the log probability of the ground truth sensor motor value on the predicted Gaussian distribution, and we backpropagate the minus value to train our system. So by repeating these steps again and again, our system actually learns how to make conditional predictions. Now let's see how new trajectories are produced. After training, we instead of sampling sensor motor values, here we define novel observations as our goals that we want our systems to satisfy. And we will query our system with all time steps in order to get the whole trajectory prediction. So in the end, we get mean and variance predictions for the whole trajectory, and that result will satisfy our defined goals at the start. This was a summary of CNMP. Now I want to introduce the experiment setup, and then we will go to the proposed model. So this is our experiment setup. There's a UR10 robot and an object in the middle of the table, and also there's a vision sensor looking to the scene. We collected different pushing and grasping action with different approaching angles, and recorded the joint values and the images of the scene, as you can see on the right, for example. In the end, we collected 40 pushing and grasping examples. So this is our proposed system here. This figure shows the dual channel CNMP architecture that we're training our images and joint values together. A dual channel CNMP means that there are two separate CNMPs, but they are sharing a single latent space to form the representations. Now let's have a look at in detail. So here we can see that the upper part of the system is the CNMP that is trained with image information. The observations are image and the predictions are going to be images. On the other hand, if we close the upper part, we can see that the below part of the system is another CNMP that is trained with actually trained values. So here the important point in the system is that the representations of the both systems are fused into one by using a dense layer here. You can see in the red circle. This layer allows our system to share related information between these two channels and makes them learn together by mirroring the information for the same time steps. So we have some preliminary results here. In this experiment, firstly, we test our system to see if it can predict the approaching angle and the type of the action just by using a single visual observation that is not in the training set. So here the images on the left are the observed frames that are inputs. We want our system to predict the rest of the trajectories according to it. The videos on the right shows our prediction results, and you can compare them with the ground truth videos in the middle. Let's have a look at this example. On the observed frame, you can see the approaching angle of the robot is from here. And you can also see that the gripper of the robot is closing, so this indicates a grasping action instead of pushing action. When we look our prediction result, you can see that our system can successfully predict the angle and the grasping action, and it gives us this nice video. We have another experiment here. So in this experiment, we tested our system's generalization capabilities. We use different object colors, gripper colors, and object sizes in our observed frames as inputs. And we see that our system can generalize its knowledge to these situations and successfully predict the angle of the approaching angle and the type of the action as a result. We also examined some failure examples. As you can see here, the object is dropped on the table, but the predictions is not very well. So as our conclusion and future work, we can say that prediction and generalization results are promising. In the future work, we will work on using the predicted joints as well, and try to test our system from different perspectives instead of just the self perspective of the robot. Thank you so much for listening. If you're interested in our work, you're more than welcome to visit us in the poster session.
Thank you, Mohammed. Very interesting.